these big issues that we face that otherwise, when a president of a university walks out and looks forward to 2050, sees a cliff, it's like the Evel Knievel thing. The other side is distant, and you can't just go off the cliff. You've got to find a way to work together safely to begin to introduce the new kind of models that Michael was really getting at when he concluded his talk. Thank you very much. I didn't get to the educational positioning system.
Cool. Well, thank you. Thank you. Glad to be here. I'd like to make 2 quick points before I get into the real meat of what I have to say. First, I did not think it possible, nor do I still think it possible, for us to think forward in any really reliable way as to what education for information professionals will be like in 2050. And how can we do that? In 2007, we could not have even have predicted what's happening today. Secondly, my thoughts, I think you'll hear, are pretty personal and highly reflective of the experiences that I've had, both as an entrepreneur and as the dean of the iSchool at Syracuse University. And I know that my perspective may not be that of the broader information education arena, but I'd like to share them and have you consider them. So what we have to think about, if we can't really plan for the future that is 38 years away, what is it we can do? So what I think the best thing we can do is to focus very vividly on the present and to take an entrepreneurial stance towards the future. Now, what does that mean? To be entrepreneurial means to be alert, attentive, receptive, really willing to risk, able to recognize as well as sustain competitive advantage, and most of all, the word that Mike used as well, what you need to do you need to be agile. But I think the challenge is, as many of you know, within an academic environment, it's not known to be the most agile of environments. It's very bureaucratic and very slow-moving. I believe that we actually must work together to push universities. That means to push me, to push other representatives, to push our chancellors, our provost, into being more agile. What are the models that are more agile and more open to empowering models? One of the most important aspects, some of you are familiar with this, some not, is what's the particular financial model of your university? One that is very positive and very supportive of entrepreneurship is responsibility-centered management. This couples school-level decision-making directly with financial responsibility versus the older model where the dean has authority but not necessarily final control of their own budget. Second, I think that universities must really speed up the planning and implementation processes for introducing new initiatives. The world is moving so fast, the rate at which we introduce change, curricular change, all kinds of changes in our universities are traditionally so slow that you can't support entrepreneurial ideas. A number of the very bright people I know have left academia because of the inability of it to move quickly. And I think we must also look for, respect entrepreneurial leaders in our schools, those who are ready, willing, able to take risks, be able to react quickly to the opportunities that really abound. In the current world environment, for us from the information field, it's just absolutely amazing. The world is so information dependent. We are more central than we have ever been, and it's an opportune moment for us. In addition, iSchools, we have very, very talented IT staffs. I bet the IT staffs in the iSchools are better than any other IT staff. That means we can quickly adopt the new technologies or invent them ourselves, provide new modes and models of instruction. We can easily flip the classes. I'm sure you've all been flipping classes, provide innovation studios, create sandboxes for student startups, as well to stay really on the leading edge of collaboration and online learning technologies. Now, we were asked to think about some recommendations for courses, activities, and experiences that iSchools can offer in order to ensure that our students will succeed in what we know is an ever, ever, ever evolving professional world that will face them for really is an unforeseeable future. I don't think we take our best guess. We really can't foresee what the future will be. What I can say is that we don't know all of what these changes will be, but we do know that they will be ever-changing, ever-new. I know this from very recent experience. Our three fastest-going areas of focus, of curriculum, of research, and attraction were not in existence just a few years ago. These are namely social media, information entrepreneurship, and data science. I mean, singly, these are very attractive. What we have found is there are just powerful combinations when you put people who are studying and working in these three areas together. And so while these are strong, they're very popular right now, they're doing great, attracting lots and lots of students and research funding and investment by industry. They're going strong, but what we know is going to be newer ones next year. These won't be the same next year. So how is it we're able to move quickly to get these strong opportunities really up and going? I think that one way to get them up and going is to adopt what we think of as very lightweight options. Rather than going for full programs that take you 2-3 years to get through, how about doing something much quicker? Excuse me, those options require multiple levels of review and approval, but there are others that can be offered much more quickly, and these are specializations within a degree program, as well as certificates of advanced study. So rather than waiting for the very arduous formal process, those of you who are familiar with it, this is the typical process that you go through to get a program approved. Okay, many, many, many steps there. But there are possibilities to have a more agile, and agile is the most important word, agile stages where you can go directly from a faculty member's proposal to school approval. And these are what I think of as the lightweight opportunities. Excuse me. And so one way that we tried to do this was to quickly mount new certificates of advanced studies. These are 18-credit graduate level or postgraduate. Many people return from the workforce to take these CASs. We proposed and got approved for a CAS in Information Innovation, colon. Now that colon is the most important thing there, because having gotten that approved, what we can now do is we can add an extension to that and be able to offer a new CAS without going through that very long, arduous process. So one of the ones that we have is a CAS in Information Innovation, colon, social media. Now this came into existence just a few years ago when one of our schools, the IT staff, someone who was working on our IT staff, he was an alum of our school, he'd been teaching for us for a while as an adjunct. He asked if he could offer a course in social media. I immediately said yes, being a fan of social media. Only 5 students enrolled that semester. I was encouraged to cancel the course. We decided not to cancel the course. We did it with 5 students. And slowly, the tweets and posts from this course attracted lots and lots of followers amongst not just our students from the iSchool, but from students across campus who started dropping in until the room was filled for every class. We now have 4 highly rated social media courses. These are very, very well subscribed. And it's now both an undergrad specialization and a graduate CAS, as it says here on the certificate. This is the IT person who proposed it, Anthony Rotolo. He's now been hired onto our faculty as a professor of practice, very, very successful. Professors of practice, if you haven't heard them, is another agile way to help us keep moving and be highly adaptable. Professors of practice are full-time, non-tenure track. What makes them agile is that they are on contract. They're 3-year contracts. So you can see this is the growth in our faculty over the, I guess I started from 1970. Okay. About a third of our faculty are now professors of practice. What happens with that is that, as I said, we can easily move from one topic area, and the students really appreciate